Stay hot, JT! What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Social Media. It's your recap of last night's game between the Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates, as the Phillies defeat the Pirates by a final score of 2-1, as they have now taken at least 3 or 4 from the Pirates and have secured a series win. I guess before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So Ranger Suarez with 8 strikeouts in just 6 innings of work last night. He was just great, and we have talked about it before, how he doesn't really go the length, but I mean, 8 strikeouts in just 6 innings is certainly no slouch for sure. Realmuto with another home run last night as he now reaches double digits with 10 on the season. The Phillies take advantage of some sloppy defense. I mean, the offense certainly wasn't too lively last night. It just wasn't. But you know what? A win is a win. A win is a win. We could have easily lost all 3 of these games, but guess what? We have not. We have won all 3 of these games. So that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So we're looking for the series sweep here this afternoon at 1:35 as Aaron Nola takes the mound 6-8 with a 3.32 ERA, going against Brubaker 2-8 with a 3.96 ERA. So I fully expect to sweep him. I mean, Aaron Nola looking for a bounce back start. Coming off of a really rough start against the Atlanta Braves. But you know what? A win is a win. Realmuto, this guy has been one of our best hitters here in the month of July. As we wrap up the month of July, as today is the last day of July. Looking back, I mean, he's definitely been one of our best hitters so far this month. He has just been great. As big of the scoring summary here in the top of the 6th inning, JT Realmuto homers on a fly ball to right field as he goes the other way. I talked about it yesterday, how impressive it is for a right-handed hitter to go over that really just a tall wall out of right field at PNC Park. As JT Realmuto is able to do it, it takes a high outside pitch and absolutely crushes it. His 10th of the season, number 10 for number 10, 1-0 Philadelphia. So JT Realmuto, I think he's starting to get back into talks, right? I mean, he's always been one of the best catchers in baseball, but he has just been worlds better. I mean, he looks so much more comfortable with the plate. I think it's safe to say that he's gotten his swing back. So he's solo shot. I've never seen a team just hit so many solo home runs in my life, but you know what? It is what it is. 1-0 Phillies. Let me pick it up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cal Mitchell homers on a line drive to right field off of Jose Alvarado. Mitchell's 4th of the season. Luckily, it was a solo shot, and the Pirates now tie it at 1. So Jose Alvarado acts like he won the World Series with the celebrations after he escapes the bases loaded jam that he put himself in the night before. Then he comes back out the very next night and allows a solo blast to tie the game. But I tell you what, I mean, one thing about this pitching staff, I mean, yes, we're going against just an awful Pirates team, but still very impressive to just allow 1 run last night. I have to say that. That's super impressive. And Jose Alvarado, I'm not going to really go too hard on him. That was just a little bit of some sarcasm there. But I mean, he's still been better recently over the past month or so. But of course, I'm still not the biggest fan of him. So the Pirates then unfortunately tie it at 1, and that's why you got to get more runs. That's why you had to give your guys more run support. That's why you had to give Ranger Suarez more run support. Because he went out there and pitched his butt off. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 10th inning. Matt Veering grounds the ball to first. Didi Gregorius on second, breaks for third, and the throw to third goes past Key Brian Hayes. A throwing error by Michael Chavis over at first as Didi Gregorius comes around to score as the Phillies now take a 2-1 lead. So we take advantage of some really bad defense by this Pirates team. So I love it. Take advantage of your opponent's mistakes. That's what you have to do, and that's what the Phillies did right there. And Corey Knebel was able to slam the door there in the bottom 10th inning as he was just great. I mean, he was just great. That's now 14 consecutive games that he's come in as he is yet to allow a run. So think about that. 14 consecutive appearances. Think about that. I mean, he's just been great. I mean, it really shows you how good he has been. So that would be your ball game. 2-1 Phillies. Your final score. Kyle Schwarber at a leadoff spot. 1 knock last night. Also drawing a walk. An 804 OPS for Schwarber. Think about this. He has more home runs than he has singles. More home runs than he has singles. So that is just crazy. I mean, 32 home runs on the year, 65 RBI. Rhys Hoskins, 1 knock last night. Comes back out after having a 4-hit night. So I just still can't believe he did that. I still can't believe he did that. And Alec Bohm, the hit streak does come to a close at 14. It was a great run. Still congratulations to Alec Bohm for that accomplishment. But unfortunately, all good things had to come to an end. You know that saying, that hit streak does come to an end last night at 14 games as he goes over 4. But still put the ball in play. And JT Realmuto, 2 knocks last night, also drawing 2 walks. And the solo home run to right field, 259 average now for JT, just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. A 750 OPS. I mean, a 750 OPS. I mean, it's just jumping. Now 45 RBIs. It's now 5 shy of 50 on the year. So this guy has just been incredible recently. He really has. I mean, he's had a great month of July. Really, just a great month of July. Over the last 30 games, batting .290 with a .371 base percentage and a .514 slugging percentage. So an OPS near 900 this past month. I mean, this guy has just been incredible. And even behind the plate too. Nick Castellanos, he was performance last night, of course. Either hits a couple singles or he just does nothing other than that. And Derek Hall also cooling off as well as he bats 6th last night when he was able to draw a walk despite going hitless. And Bryson Stott gets a start at 2nd. He collects a knock. And Didi Gregorius scoring the go-ahead run in the top of the 10th inning after being on 2nd base, and he also collected a knock last night as well. And Matt Vierling gets a start out in center, and he went hitless. I just can't stand our situation out there in center field. I mean, the market out there for a center fielder is extremely weak as well, not to mention. So, I mean, we do collect 6 hits last night as a team. Certainly not real impressive. And, when win is a win. Rangers were 6 innings, 3 hits. Didn't allow any runs, of course, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts, a 3.60 ERA. So 8 strikeouts for Ranger. 8. That's certainly impressive for sure. His last 7 starts, a 2.48 ERA, going 3-2. I don't even care about the record. I don't even care what the record says, but a 2.48 ERA over his last 7 starts. That is just awesome. A 1.18 WHIP. So he's starting to settle into the guy he was last year, right? So, I mean, really ranking up their strikeouts last night. Granted, he was going against a bad team, but I don't care. I'm still going to go to his defense. I'm still going to give him a lot of credit. He was very, very good last night. He was just great. And Jose Alvarado gets smacked with a blown save, his 2nd of the season, after he allows the solo home run to tie up the ball game for the Pirates. A 5.10 ERA for Alvarado. I told you before, I'm not really going to go too hard on Jose Alvarado. I kind of poke some fun at him for doing those so over the top celebrations the night before when he worked his way out of a bases loaded spot. After, that's what he put himself in. And Andrew Bellotti in the bottom of the 8th inning comes in there and strikes out the side. How about that? I mean, striking out the side, a 3.15 ERA for Bellotti and Corey Knebel, 2 scoreless innings. He didn't even allow a base runner with 2 strikeouts as he gets to win now 3-5 on the year, 2.59 ERA. He continues to be just great. Yes, I understand he was pitching in kind of a tight game last night, but I mean, he's really just taking up that setup role so well. And last night he wasn't really in that role, even though he did not get credited with a save. Still was kind of in like that closer mentality last night since he had to sort of close out the game. So, I mean, I fully expect a sweep today. I mean, you took care of business last night. You just got to go, one day at a time. So now you find yourselves, on a Sunday afternoon game in pretty good position. You're in pretty good position. You got a day off tomorrow, and then to add to the, Atlanta, if you take on, the Braves for a 2-game series. So, you're in pretty good position. Unfortunately, the Mets just continue to beat the lousy Miami Marlins. They are now riding a 5-game winning streak. And the Braves win again last night. They do stay up with the New York Mets now, 3 games back. I mean, here we go. We're approaching the trade deadline. Today is July 31st. This usually is the trade deadline, but it is on August 2nd this year. So the Washington Nationals do win last night as they defeat the St. Louis Cardinals. Thank you, Walgreens. Thank you, Nationals. Wow, they actually did their job. They actually did their job as the St. Louis Cardinals now trail the Phillies for that 3rd wild card spot in the National League by 1 game. Probably Juan Soto's final couple of days as a Washington National. I mean, this is just crazy. This is just crazy to me. Bryce Harper leaves, in free agency, of course they do win a World Series with Juan Soto, but I think everybody thought that Juan Soto was just going to be a National for life. Now it looks like most likely he's going to be leaving the Nationals, not in free agency, but via trade. So I do not think Alonso will be sticking around. I definitely think it's going to be either in the next couple of days or it's going to be in the offseason. I mean, I do not think he'll be a National next year. Either way, whether he goes right now or whether he goes in the winter. So I definitely do not think that he will be donning the Curly W Nationals next season. That is for sure. So the trade deadline is approaching. The Phillies did make a little trade yesterday as they acquired Edmundo Sosa from the St. Louis Cardinals in exchange for left-handed pitcher Joe Romero. A 1.89 average for Sosa with a 5.14 OPS. But this guy wasn't traded for his offense ability. He was traded for his defensive ability. So he's definitely going to be providing a jolt defensively for the Phils. So, bats from the right-hand side of the batter's box. You go take a look at what he did at the plate last year. Nearly 300 at-bats, a 271 average, a 346 on-base percentage, and a 735 OPS. I mean, for a part-time player to have a 735 OPS, that is certainly no slouch for sure. I definitely wouldn't sleep on this guy. As I talked about, he's going to be more known for that defensive ability. I'm not really going to, talk too much about him as an offensive player, but I just want to throw that in there. Almost 300 at-bats last year, 188 at-bats last year, posted a 735 OPS, which is just certainly not bad for a part-time player. Also, other news, third baseman Johan Camargo was optioned to AAA Lehigh Valley. We all know that he has just been so lousy at the plate. I think that's something we kind of expected, but also his defense has just been extremely disappointing. Not the defender we thought he'd be. He'd be. Mark Appel, welcome back up to the big leagues as he was called back up yesterday. This is what should happen. And Julian, if you're watching this video, he made a great point how Dave Dombrowski does not like to cut players that he signs. Guys like Jerry's Familio, Dubo Herrera, two guys that he signed this winter. Of course, the Dubo Herrera guy that he brought back. For whatever reason why. Mark Appel, he never should have been sent down in the first place. But of course, he was called up due to Kyle Gibson being placed on the bereavement list. I hope everything's okay with Kyle Gibson. I hope that, his family's doing well. But he will be taking a leave of absence, indefinitely. But I'm sure he'll be back pretty soon. So hopefully everything's okay with him. Of course, we're still waiting for Gene Segura to, come back from his rehab assignment. Should be any day now until we get an update on Bryce Harper. Of course, he was evaluated last Monday. This upcoming week, hopefully we'll get those pins removed and maybe he could rehab starting next week. And then he'd be back. Think about it, we're about 2 weeks away from having Bryce Harper back in this lineup. That's certainly a good feeling. We miss Harp a lot. When he does come back, he's going to be putting up those numbers he was putting up by the time when he landed himself on the IL when Blake Snell decided to throw 97 inside him right in the thumb. But that's a whole other story for a whole other day. I understand that some of these wins have been tight out there in Pittsburgh. Wins are wins. I understand that. I like to see us do some more at the plate. I've never seen a team hit so many ground balls. I've never seen a team hit ground into so many double plays as that translates over to that. I've never seen it in my life, but luckily we are playing just a really bad baseball team. This is a terrible Pirates team, so that doesn't matter as much. But hey, we're taking advantage. We're winning on the road, something we haven't done in a while. Another series win on the road for this Phillies team. What is it with the road? We have just been playing so much better on the road, and I give them a lot of credit for that because it's not easy to do. You're able to turn it around. You've been bad on the road for years now, and now all of a sudden you are playing much better on the road. So I give this Phillies team a lot of credit. JT Realmuto continues to step up. When you have Allen, your hottest hitter over the past 2 to 3 weeks, go hitless last night, you have another guy to step up, and that's JT Realmuto. I give Phillies Hands Media Player of the Game to Ranger Suarez and JT Realmuto. Both went out there and did their jobs great last night. And also Angel Bly striking out the side. Corey Knebel, 14 consecutive appearances that he has been scoreless. I think that's very significant. A guy that was really struggling there for a little while going into the month of June, and he has really simmered down. He is really simmered down, and you don't really hear too much about it, but you're definitely going to hear it from my mouth, right? You're definitely going to hear about it from me. And I think there's a little connection here. I'll talk about this more this afternoon to see what happens this afternoon, but getting swept out in a 3-game series by the Cubs last week. You talked about going in. I said I think the Phillies can redeem themselves if they at least take 3 out of 4 here in Pittsburgh, and they have done just that. And they have a chance to sweep today. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn to engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram, follow me on Twitter at Hot Stove Media. Call or text 267-225-3292. Email me phillieshotstovmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks for watching. So 1:35 the first pitch in the afternoon. Noah Brubaker. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phils. See you guys.